Ask others at the Chiefs and the answer may differ markedly, but Brodie Retallick maintains he's been basically innocent in the department of team pest, in his recovery from his longest-term injury. The world-class second rower was said to have been described at All Blacks camp as a pain in the backside by coach Steve Hansen during last month's Test series against France. Such is his detest of not playing, and his want of cheeky banter. Now it's back at his Super Rugby club where the 27-year-old has been biding his time and getting over his pectoral problem, and, apparently, keeping out of mischief, ahead of his return to the fray in Friday's final round match against the Hurricanes in Hamilton. Not a big one, was Retallick's version on how much of a pain he'd been. Last week was the first time I really got to train with the team. I've been with the other return to play boys. It's been good fun. I generally just use my time out of the game in terms of injury just to get right out, do my work and just chill out at home with the family. It was rough timing for injury to strike just as the season was heating up, with Retallick suffering the setback in the Chiefs match against the Crusaders in Hamilton on June the 2nd. It's just a little bone in the shoulder, called a coracoid, that had a fracture, which is attached to your pec and your bicep, Retallick said. I actually woke up on the Monday after it happened in the Crusaders game, on the Saturday, in All Blacks camp thinking it was pretty good. In terms of pain it was not much at all. But I had the scan and it showed the fracture, so it was pretty much 6 weeks, otherwise if it had broken, maybe 6 months. There's not much you can do about it, and to be fair, out of the 7 years, this is my worst one. So touch wood it stays this way. There's people out there that have had far worse injuries, so I'm pretty happy. While coach Colin Cooper had described his inspirational lock as a chance to return against the Brumbies last weekend, Retallick knew in himself that wouldn't be happening. I think he might have got a little bit excited. He went a week early, to be fair, he said. I couldn't see myself playing last week. I'd trained well last week and got through the contact, so it's good to have had that week leading into this week, to get it right. For the man considered one of, if not the, premier player in world rugby, it was a case of plenty of running and gym work in recovery, but ball work, catch and pass, had been a catch-up task the last couple of weeks. The actual running's alright, but I don't know when it comes to a bit of pushing and getting up off the ground. I'd say the lungs might be hanging out on Friday night, Retallick said, adding he was unsure on the amount of minutes he'll play. It'd be good to get a decent number under the belt. I guess the big focus is next week with the quarter-final, but I'm pretty keen to get a good hit out. Stuff promoted stories recommended by